Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call a roll, please.
Mike Curtis.
Here.
Amber Brown. Jerry Sartain.
Here. Gary
Farley.
Here.
Renee Curtis. Zane Cantrell. We have a quorum.
Thank you. You have the minutes before you of the last meeting, last month. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes?
Move to be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion that be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Call a roll, please.
Mike Curtis.
Yes.
Amber Brown. Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Gary Farley.
Yes.
Patrick Hale.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Is approved. If there's anyone here that might be interested in the Reeves proposal, that is deferred at this time. So our first item of business is by Archie Avant, who is requesting a special approval for a non-commercial storage facility. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2025-4 involves a property located at 3090 Halls Hill Pike. It's a 5.5 acre site. They are seeking a special exception approval to establish a non-commercial storage facility for personal storage upon the property. The property is located off Halls Hill Pike and contains two structures measuring approximately 1,000 square feet and 870 square feet. According to the applicant, these structures include stalls and a detached metal building. There's also a horse ring on the property. The applicant plans to have chickens and livestock at the property, plant a garden, and possibly keep honeybees. Since there's no principal residence on the property, accessory structures cannot be constructed without special exception approval. Now, this request is the result of code enforcement action, and some of the structures were being used in a manner that wasn't consistent with zoning. However, it was the tenant of the applicant that was initially notified. Since then, that tenant has been evicted from the property, and the applicant is trying to remedy the code violation. We considered this item at the March meeting, and action on the request was deferred to allow the applicant to obtain the services of a soil scientist to determine if the site could support the installation of a septic system. A soils evaluation was performed on July 1st, 2025 by the Soils Group, and it was found that the site, under the current Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Division of Groundwater Protection guidelines, at this time, no favorable units were found. And so this is the surrounding area, and you can see the two structures. One's clearly used for agricultural purposes, so we were just really considering approval of this detached structure that had the carport and garage bay and door. This is clearly stalls. And with the new information that has been submitted by the applicant, we find that the request meets the criteria for special exception approval.
The one we're considering is the one that's already built, correct?
They're both already there. It's this structure that we're considering. This one can remain, it's dedicated to agricultural purposes. This structure was actually being utilized as storage by his previous tenant. And so they placed the structure on the property. Now he's trying to remedy the code enforcement issue.
Any other questions? Do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please, to the podium. Give us your name and any additional information you want to share about this proposal.
My name is Noah Connor. I'm an associate attorney with
Come around to you.
around this face, everybody over here. My name is Noah Connor. I'm an associate attorney with McCarter East. Mr. Avant retained our services just to help guide him through this process. I think you've got a pretty good summary of what's been going on here and what my client is seeking, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions that you guys might have.
I do have a question for you. I'm just curious, what was taking place on the property for codes to have to come out?
I would let my client speak on that particular issue. I don't know what caused codes to be brought out at that time.
No, you're fine. We can get with staff on that. Tanya, can you just share?
I can. Can you give me 2 minutes to look that up for you? I believe his tenant was using it for, had constructed it and was using it for personal storage and possibly to occupy. But let me check on that.
That is my understanding. Yeah.
So his tenant built this and he didn't know it?
Yeah, I think he was aware, he just wasn't aware that there was a violation as to the use and, yeah. And obviously, they're no longer present on the premises.
Jerry?
Everything's been remedied now.
Yes, correct.
He's gone.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Any other questions? Thank you. You may be seated. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion on it.
Could we hear from her first?
Yes. She needed 2 minutes.
Basically, all I really wanted to know is she happy now? Has it been fixed to your satisfaction?
So yes, this meeting this evening will resolve any zoning enforcement issues that was, or violations that was on the property.
Does that answer your question? Anyone else? All right. Got
Move
a,
be approved.
have a motion to be approved. Have a second. Call a roll, please.
I'm sorry, who second? Was it? Okay.
Amber?
Amber?
Okay, Mike Curtis,
Yes.
Amber Brown. Yes. Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Patrick Hill,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item is a request by Ronak Patel, who is requesting a variance relief, and this is on the square footage of a sign. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2025-23 is a request for variance relief to allow an additional 45 square feet of sign area for a sign located in the RM zone. This is a 15-acre parcel that's developed as a community assembly. Adjacent properties include vacant land, community assembly uses, which are places of worship, and residential uses and farms. The applicant is requesting this variance to allow them to keep the existing sign that was placed on the property during the construction of the temple. From what I understand in discussions, when they were notified that a sign permit was needed, that they had thought that previous zoning meetings may have taken that into consideration, but the conditional use or special exception that was approved during COVID 2020, we considered this particular facility, and you guys granted a special exception for the community assembly use because they are considered a medium-sized community assembly. But the signage was not taken into consideration at that time. They went through a site plan review, got a building permit, and towards the end of the construction, it was realized that the sign had already been erected on the property. They were notified by the building department that a sign permit was needed, and they immediately applied. Once we had a chance to review the sign permit application, it was found that it exceeded the 40 square foot that would be allowed for properties within the RM zone. And so overall, the sign is a monument style ground sign. It measures 8 by 14. It totals, the entire structure totals 112 square feet. The sign area, and this is an estimation. It's more than what they actually need, but they're only asking to keep what they have out there now. It's this text area is 7 feet by 12 feet or 85 square feet. So that's why they are seeking a 45 square foot variance to allow them to have the 85 square feet. Now, how we measure signage is around the limits of the text. However, we did not have a scaled drawing, so we just used the overall dimensions of the text area. The applicant has indicated that there are certain conditions that justify the variance, the location of the property being on a high-speed arterial road, the temple setback and lower elevation relative to the road, the architectural scale of the temple, and the name of the temple, which is quite long, and you will see in the photos. Staff found that the request met most but not all of the conditions for variance relief. We did not find that the site itself exhibited any topographic or special conditions that would make compliance impossible. But as you see as you will see in the pictures, the name of the temple is unusually long, and given the fact that it is on a 4-lane divided highway with high speeds, it would be difficult if the lettering was smaller to even be able to read the sign. So this is the site in question. This aerial was taken from the beginning of the year, so the facility has been completed. And then the surrounding area, you have a community assembly to the west of the property, some commercial uses up the road, and another community assembly. This is the site. This picture was taken in October. This is from Google Street View. And this is a picture of the sign in question. And as you see, the name, it's very ornate, but if you have seen the structure itself, it's very beautiful, and it definitely complements that structure and is in keeping with the architectural details of the structure. So we did not receive any calls on this request, and that concludes our presentation.
The structure is, did you say 7 by 14? Is that correct?
Overall, the structure is 8 by 14.
8 by 14.
But
And if you go back to what we would approve, it would be what?
Well-
6 by 12?
40 square feet, so
Okay.
8 by 5, however you come
Okay.
up with.
My question is, and correct me if I'm wrong, so when it was first done, when the building and all this other stuff was brought up here before, was this inadvertently left off of there, and they've had to come back and reapply?
From what I understand, I believe it was the assumption that the construction permits also allowed, like, the project in total, and that's not the case. We permit signage separately, not even during site plan review. They may show a sign on the site plans, but we typically will ask them to put a note saying compliance with the sign regulations will be verified at the time a sign permit application is filed. And so that application was not filed until they were notified that a sign permit was needed.
So basically, it was just a mistake made?
It's an oversight, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please, to the podium. Give us your name and any additional information you want to share about this sign.
Your mic? Hello, dear board members. My name is Ronak Patel, and I represent the Sri Swaminarayan Temple. I believe yesterday I emailed Doug Damasi this morning about the square footage. If you can see the sign, the allowable is 40 square foot, which is not the whole sign that says 12 by 8 foot. It's just the wording. That's the code that says 40 square foot in the lettering that you got to make a shape. So when we make the shape of it, it comes out to be 65 square foot, and the code requires 40 square foot. But if we remove the sign at the bottom, which has the whole address at it, then it comes out to be 50 square foot. So we're still 10 square foot over. So our members were saying, what if we remove the address at the bottom? I mean, we like to keep it, which is not required. We could just put 4295, but it will still be 50 square foot instead of 40. So we'll still be over 10 square foot more than required. I think that would be the main thing. And also, like she just told, it's a high-speed road. We already have people slowing down on the road to see, oh, what's this temple? And they look at the sign, they turn around and stop on our parking lot just to know what it is. And once they read the sign, they would know it's a Hindu temple. So we already have that happening a lot right now because of it's a unique structure. So if we make the sign even smaller, then I don't know, like it will be even harder to read the sign without completely stopping and taking a very close look at it.
Any questions? Mike?
Well, first of all, it's a very nice-looking sign. I compliment you on the design of it.
Thank you.
In relation to this temple, there was a considerable amount of noise coming from this location a few weeks ago. Is that, and that has nothing to do with your application here, but I just want to get that on record. Is that going to happen anymore?
No, so we had a grand.
I live nearby,
Okay.
and it was very noticeable.
Yes, so we notified the mayor and everybody that we have a grand opening on July 1st through 5th, and this is the biggest event that ever happened for the temple. Maybe the 25th anniversary will be the second biggest. So we had people all over from India and everywhere else, and it was a grand celebration. But we had notified not the neighbors, but at least the county, the mayor, the fire department, the police chief, everybody that we are having this big event. And we celebrated, like it was a big grand celebration.
I just want to make sure it's not going to be an
No,
unusual event. I'm on the other side of the railroad tracks,
Oh, I
and
see.
it was still bothering me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a,
especially when the wind was coming out of the west.
oh, wow. So,
I'm happy for you.
Yes, yes.
I think a celebration of something like
Yes.
this is really cool and great, but I just
Yes.
want to make sure it's not going to be a usual event.
no,
Get it on
no.
record.
We had pipe band, like a Scottish pipe band there. They came from UK and New Jersey, and they wanted to play. I think it was probably the pipe band that was playing. It was just a unique thing that we did, which we don't do it often. It's just, like I said, the grand
Mike,
opening.
just watch which way the wind blows. So.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you. You may be seated. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, well, first of all, let me say this. With it being Shelbyville Highway and as large as that road is, as high traffic as that road is, and the speed, I don't have a problem with the size of the sign, and I make a motion we approve the request.
Have a motion to be approved. We have a
I'll
second.
give a second so we can
Second.
have comments.
Okay.
Will
Got a
this,
motion and a second. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm just curious, what we are approving, is it how it stands? Because I know when he was up here, he was mentioning that they could remove some lettering. I'm fine with how it is.
Yeah.
So is it where
That's
it's?
just how it is
Okay.
now. Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
Mike Curtis,
Yes.
Amber Brown.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Patrick Hale.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Any further business? Thank you, everyone. You are adjourned. Oh, by the way, we must have a new county attorney. I don't recognize this one.
Coming along nicely.